this section of table topic, I'm more interested to find out how you perceive the issues and what are the actions that you will do as an individual or together with people around you. Okay, and some of the tips, the aspect that you may want to consider, for example, to live harmony with nature in terms of air, in terms of, for example, that there's air pollution, right? There's a noise, there's a noise pollution, the water pollution, as well as the social economy with surrounding human communities. So before I go to the first topic, can I ask how many of you have gardens or plants that flower plants at home? Okay, for those who have, right, if there is butterflies fly towards your plants, flowers, would you happy? Would you welcome them? Now, if a female pregnant butterfly fly in and lay eggs all over the plants, now, would you get rid of the leaf with the eggs attached on it? Would you throw away the leaf, let the caterpillars, eat all the leaf? I mean, I'll let you all decide. You all don't have to answer. But the point is, that's the irony of how we live, how we perceive to live harmony with nature. So the first question here, fogging. With the dengue cases are getting serious in Singapore, we know that the foggings help to control the dengue cases, to control the mosquitoes, to save life. But fogging also kill all the insects, including bees, butterflies, and those insects that are beneficial to us. So, okay, sorry. What would you do as an individual to, what action will you do, or what will you involve the people around you? The tips is to reduce diversity of this whole topic. Anyone interested?
So Joe, are you asking for the first
Yes.
speaker?
Each topic have you have 2 speakers. So if you miss out, you can wait for a second slot, and then each speakers you have 2 minutes to talk. For 1 minute you'll show a green light, 1.5 minutes you'll see a yellow light, and then 2 minutes you will see a red light, and then 2.5 minutes you'll be disqualified. So anybody interested for this topic on how you perceive fogging issues? Or any issues that related to control pests or insects?
I really want to talk about it, but I'm the Toastmaster of the evening, so I'm going to leave the floor to somebody else.
Is there anybody interested? Okay, Evan.
If no one else wants to go, I'll have a go. I've already spoken. Can you hear me? Oh.
You're a bit frozen. That's why we're not sure if you're still there.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back.
I'm happy to go, Joe. No, I've already spoken, but if no one wants to go. Okay. Okay, with fogging, I feel this is a very difficult issue. And there's 2 examples that I can think of where I've experienced, I guess, the pros and cons of fogging. So in Singapore, we live in very dense housing. So something like dengue fever can spread really fast. Once a few people in a housing block have been bitten, it can spread really quickly, as you see with these clusters. Now, I think within the planted areas in those densely built areas, there probably is an argument that fogging is acceptable. But I see a lot of fogging in the nature reserves as well, and that's where I think it's going too far. I went to the Mulu forest in Borneo, fantastic place, and it's got one of the largest cave systems in the world. And our guide said to us, you won't get bitten by mosquitoes here because there's millions of bats living in these caves. And we waited up all evening for these bats to come out, and they come out like smoke from a chimney. There's so many of them. And they come out based on their size, like the smallest species come out last, the bigger ones come out earlier. And he was right, there was not one mosquito bite from that whole trip. I think in the natural environment, in our central catchment, probably nature takes care of the mosquitoes. But maybe in these dense housing areas, perhaps we need to think about fogging in particular areas, but must be backed up with science. And of course, you know, we've got to save as many people as we can getting diseases like dengue, but we also lose a lot if we destroy the natural environment too. So half for it, half not for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ivan. Anyone? Next speakers? Second slot.
Chandrani wants to give a shot.
Okay, good.
Sorry, Chandrani, I think I muted you accidentally. I was trying to actually pin your video and I muted you. And then you can unmute yourself again.
There, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever it comes to questions like this as to whether to go for option A or option B, it's a very survival instinct that really kicks in my gut system. Do I want the bioflora, the diversity to live, or do I want to live? And my first instinct in this case is very clear. I would rather not have dengue than have dengue and let the butterflies and all the other insects live. So me first. Forgive me if that sounds very selfish. That being said, I think being more rational and taking a step back and saying that rather than positioning any question as an either or, option A or option B, is there a different way of framing the question itself? And then I'm more tempted to ask, what is it that is causing the malaria or the mosquitoes to breed? Is there a way that we can avert the situation of dengue without having to do the fogging? Yes, I understand that even mosquitoes are part of the entire ecosystem, but I would like to see the other options of improved drainage, etc., being taken more into consideration as the first option to solve the problem than fogging. That's my very limited 1 minute take on the question.
Thank you, Chandrani. Sorry, before that, just to clarify, for all the topics here, there's no right or wrong. So every topic here have a different perspective that we all honor and respect that. Yeah. For me, I mean, the question is like, for example, for me, there's no way, like you said, Chandrani, I agree with you. Me come first. I agree, fogging should be done. But on the same time, also I notice a lot of parents will tell their children, if you don't behave yourself, later the gecko will come into your come to you when you sleep. So they make the gecko or spiders or anything that perhaps can control the mosquitoes become a scary creatures. So with more people, you know, when they see gecko or they see spiders, they step on it, they kill it. So with the natural predator for the mosquito become lesser, that's where we have to rely on more fogging. So moving forward, perhaps we may, for example, that, you know, if we see parents or some people, you know, like killing gecko or something like that, perhaps we can do something about it. Yeah. Now, okay, let's move forward to next topic about noise pollution. We all know that with this COVID-19, a lot of airlines are not doing well. Some of them even bankrupt. So with this globalization environment, the shipping will become busier. There will be more ships and vessels on the over the sea, and this drive down the shippings. They drive down the cost for the orders, shipping costs, and etc. But at the same time, it make the noise even noisier. The marine scene noisier. So, as a fellow Mother Earth lovers, what would you do? Would you encourage, or would you advocate, or would you say there is other alternative? Anyone have a say for this? Interested to contribute? Nobody? Okay, probably the topic, skip this topic to the next one, yeah? Aircon. This is what if you all feel the AC of this, we know that this AC for one unit is no issue, but if a whole block of AC is turned on, the hot air that turned out is quite a lot. And with this COVID decentralized the working cluster, the work space, everyone is working from home, meaning that more units of HDB and condo are really discharging the heat. So what would you do to help? What will you do as an individual to help reduce this this scenario? Anyone interested to contribute? Now, some of the company, I believe your company will still on AC. If you have a server, you need to cool down. You still need to run aircon, but at the same time, a lot of your staff, your colleague will be working from home. And I believe some of y'all will have AC on as well. Not necessarily have to be air conditioner. It can be anything that you feel like can contribute to the heat. You can help to advocate to reduce the heat generation to the environment.
Aish, yeah, she wants us to give it a shot.
No, I mean, I have spoken already, so if anyone else wants to go, let me know. But this is a topic that I'm very interested in. So I recently completed a sustainability course where we did carbon emissions, and we did carbon emissions calculations when people work from home or when they work from office. So surprisingly, what people found is if people work from home, yes, they save on commute and the carbon emissions as a result of commute is reduced. But it turns out that the air cons that we have at homes, or the heating in case you're in the cold part of the planet, is way more inefficient, carbon inefficient, compared to what we have inside buildings. So though in the summertime, if temperature is good, carbon emissions can go down as a result of people working from home and saving on commute. When it becomes a cold season, and if you have personal heating, or when you have air cons on like that, carbon emissions as a result of energy usage is actually higher. So working from home does not save on carbon emissions. So that being said, from a personal perspective, I've realized that things are going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. So for my children, I do not want to encourage getting them into a temperature that they will get used to. So in our house, we actually don't use aircon in any of the rooms. The remotes have stopped working for over 6 months now. And even if we are working from home, overall, I'm just getting the children more and more used to being comfortable in their own skin, no matter what the temperature is, if we can manage it within limits, but just not get attached to a particular temperature, which it will increasingly get more and more and more hard to maintain as they grow up. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ash. Okay. To be honest, even I myself, my room is facing directly afternoon sun. Basically, the whole afternoon, my room is like a microwave. It's like if I don't on the AC the whole day, you'll see my whole body sweat and all the chairs are all totally wet. So
yeah, you should see. If I've just covered the whole room with plants, and that seems to bring down the temperature a lot. Different kinds of indoor plants. I found west-facing houses can benefit from it.
Good. All right, anyone else? If not, I'll move forward to the next topic. No? Okay. Now, plastic usage. We know that the plastic chokes a lot of life when it is dumped indiscriminate into the sea. But plastic also saves lives. Have you ever go to the pharmacy or to doctors, you see the medications are wrapped in the plastic. So the product by itself has no rights or wrong to usage. So as an individual, what is your take on this plastic usage? Because we have social medias, one advocate for no plastic usage, one side advocate for plastic is a need. So feel free to let us share with us your perspective. You can be left, you can right, you can be center. Hi, Li Peng.
As usual, I have been sabotaged. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. When we talk about plastic usage, I guess it is actually an education that has started since young in our former schools. So I think it is not about so much about education right now. It's more about the deliberate effort to make conscious remembrance of this importance of using less plastics. Because plastic is too convenient for us, it's everywhere. So it's about the deliberate action to resist picking up that straw, the deliberate action to resist picking up that plastic bag, the deliberate action to bring your own eco bag. So I guess one of the way that always reminds me not to use so many plastic is to remember how, I believe a lot of you have seen the video that shows a turtle being killed just because a plastic was wrapped around its neck. So such images will really also let us be in harmony with nature because of our own action, because of our own conveniences. And sometimes it's even too convenient to even just simply throw it out into the sea, and it resulted in a life being lost. So I think having a visual linkage of your action versus the consequences is a good way to reduce the use of plastic. Back to you, table topic masters.
Thank you, Li Peng. Do we have time for one more speakers or 20 minutes?
Yes, let's have one more. If there's somebody else.
Anyone want to take for the plastic issues? about the plastic usage? Raju, you're interested? Okay,
Yes.
Raju.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my timer, and I hope not to exceed time here, but I will be as mindful as possible while I do it. So here goes. So I do work closely with plastic in a voluntary capacity. And I have realized that plastic is really a double-edged sword. The reason we litter plastic so much is because it's portable, it's light, and it's very, very cheap. But what would you do without plastic? Could you see yourself transporting? I think one of the industries that rejoiced once plastic came in was the medical industry. Imagine transporting things as we use them now with consumption centers far away from production places. So you're producing elsewhere, far away places, transporting. If you start to use wood or paper or metal or glass to transport, the kind of environmental havoc and greenhouse gas emission, carbon emissions from that would be much more than if you use plastic. So plastic is really a double-edged sword. It's something that comes out of waste fuel, so it is available. What is really to be blamed, or perhaps for us to reflect upon, is the way we treat plastic. Is it, if we have started to just use and discard, the industry has taken advantage of it, everyone else has benefited, and the environment cannot cope with the kind of plastic that we are throwing away. So it's really our relationship with plastic that needs to be examined, and it's not really the fault of plastic. Plastic is really a boon out there because it's cheap, it's available, and it can transport things in a manner which no other substance can really do. But when we examine our relationship with plastic, and when we do that successfully and with responsibility, we'd be able to do a lot of good for the planet. Thanks. 1.55.
All right, thanks, Raju. I guess to sum up, basically among all the topics I've actually there's one more topic about the encroaching of the nature for more housing. Basically, the more house for us, the lesser home for the wildlife. But this one, I believe we are running out of time. So just to take away is that all these issues that showed you earlier, there is no exactly right or wrong. Okay, so all right, and encourage you all to think about it, and then see how you can take actions to encourage or make some changes how to live harmony with the nature. Back to the Toastmaster evening.